Welcome to the Life Currency Podcast. I'm your host, Bob Lozano, a show that explores success, growth, and opportunity in the restaurant industry. A restaurant podcast by restaurant people, powered by F&P Media. Good morning, TRA. 2025, we're here with one of the owners from the Louisville City Football Club, Stuart. Thanks for coming on, man.
Well, glad to be here down in great state of Texas.
Thank you, man. I figured people would tune in if we talked about football clubs instead of what we're doing day in and day out. But I know you're a wealth of knowledge, man. So let's jump in. All jokes aside, why TRA? Why? What do you got for us?
Well, we have a company that does ADR for employment, which is an alternative dispute resolution, and it takes your lawsuits for employment out of the jury trial system. Mm-hmm. So it really levels the playing field. You get a fast and fair resolution. And I'll tell you, so this started out in 1996, and our founder was general counsel and head of HR at Long John Silver's. And you get, some subpoenas in on Monday morning from somewhere in Oregon, and you think, oh my gosh, well, let's call a lawyer to respond to this and see how we get out of this or, get this resolved. And after a while, you can see there's just got to be a better way. Mm-hmm. So the general counsel of one of the big oil drilling services firm here in Texas, you would know, and a major manufacturer, food manufacturer, all got together and said, let's try to come up with a process that does this. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, you're down in the valley, right?
We are.
Or you are?
Yep.
So they say that's a tough legal environment. And it's maybe, your company could get taken away, or it's very tough for an employer to go in there. So doing this, you're not going into a jury trial. You've got some open door policies that somebody tells your manager. And if you find out that maybe you get 3 complaints, you're like, maybe I got a bad manager out in that location. So really, if you're a multi-franchise, multi-location employer, you're showing up every day at one place. They know you. Yeah. You take care of it. You get to a lot of locations, that goes away. And all of a sudden you're like, oh, how am I communicating, or how am I bubbling up things in my system that I need to take care of?
And is there any type of cases y'all don't do, or you do all employment practice?
Well, it applies to everything that doesn't have another remedies, like workers' comp, unemployment insurance, arrest. So they have other administrative remedies.
Okay.
But some things like wage and hour suits, everybody's got to bring their beef one at a time. So there are no class actions. Yeah. Because in a wage and hour class action, those can be millions of dollars of contingencies fees. So you get a better class of plaintiff's lawyer that practices those, because they return they can break your company.
Yeah, they absolutely can. So what's the biggest or what are the most complaints you get? What are you seeing?
Wrongful termination.
Yeah, right. And those are the ones that come in at 6 figures.
We just had, and these are all privately resolved. Yeah. We just had one where somebody was on social media dropping some epithets that were, completely inappropriate. Yeah. And it would blow up your brand. And it was a famous chicken restaurant. We've all eaten that. Yeah. And it would be a disaster. And we got that resolved privately and quickly.
Sure. So I want to make sure that our audience understands exactly what we're talking about, right? Because a lot of us here are operators, right? And this is why we have partners that are knowledgeable in the space, et cetera, and individuals like yourself. So what happens here in the restaurant industry is, we're well-intended. We're going throughout our day. Perhaps let's take the wrongful termination case, but perhaps maybe your manager is dealing with a team member, and that team member's in and out of work constantly, maybe not the most reliable team member. Manager makes a poor decision to text them and say, hey, there's no longer room on our roster for you. The manager thinks they're doing something well. They're communicating to that team member. They're already struggling with them, right? Maybe not the most reliable team member. Everything's well-intended on a manager. Well, then on the employee side, they leave disgruntled and say, I don't understand. I don't fully understand what happened. Now I'm out of a job. And maybe they didn't understand fully, or maybe they got hooked up with some type of attorney. All of a sudden, that manager's company is getting a letter and saying, hey, you wrongfully terminated this team member, right? So if I'm understanding correct, you get that letter, and before you turn over to your local legal counsel or one of your partners, you all snag that up and then help out with that. Is that correct?
It is. And we see this all the time. So they send in their attorney sends in the letter.
Yep.
We've got a letter that goes back that says, perhaps your esteemed client did not tell you that we have a dispute resolution program and you're threatening us with a jury trial. It doesn't work that way anymore.
Yep.
We're going through our steps, which you are bound to, even though you're terminated, to go through our process that, things happen in the workplace. Not everything is right. Nobody's rights are taken away. They can still get damages if that's the case. But the frivolous stuff goes away because they know they're not going to get a return. And the plaintiff's attorney, moves on to something else.
Sure. Yeah. So I understand that we have a great relationship with Brian. Shout out, Brian. He's also here behind camera.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, he's busy. But yeah, shout out, Brian. And we own and operate right now 38 units.
Okay.
So, but I want to make sure that even local businesses and one-store unit operators, et cetera, are privy to this type of information. So what are the economics behind something like this? Is it a no-pay deal, or do you have to pay for
It's a license to get the program, and it's maintained by us, and it's turnkey. You get it all, and they're relatively inexpensive. So usually less than the cost of a deductible.
Okay.
And on the lower end, so we used to do Dairy Queen when Berkshire Hathaway owned it, was our national client. And we have a lot of Dairy Queens, but they're all off doing their own thing. And those are small. Some of those are smaller. Some are maybe, a little bit larger like yourselves. On the other side, we have some franchisees that, might have 250 locations. They got a $250,000 deductible each and every claim, plus a $750,000 class action deductible. So to have this protection is really meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely. That makes a lot of sense. So, Stuart, are you an attorney? No. Is that what you do? Or?
No, I'm an insurance broker.
Okay.
And some guys there was two guys in the restaurant business. They had a bunch of rallies and Papa John's, a lot in California. And then our founder, who was, the Long John Silver's guy.
Yeah.
And they came and said, we've been trying to do this and we're not getting anywhere. We said, well, really, you've got a great risk management product. And when agents and brokers are in talking to a business owner saying, here's a risk management product, you can take a bigger deductible, save some money, and save time with getting these resolved. And then we say, okay, there's maybe a better way to do it. And so they said, let's join forces. And we bought the company.
Very cool. How many years doing this for yourself?
Oh, boy. For myself, we bought it like 2000, 2002, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Very.
So it's been a long time. It's been operating since 96.
Yeah.
And it operates on federal law, so it trumps all state and local laws to the contrary.
Sure.
So California can do what they want, or an attorney say, "Oh, I'm such a good attorney." Like, I'm sorry, it doesn't work that way.
And this program, is it specific to just restaurants, or you open
we've
it up
got a lot of auto
industries?
dealers, hotels.
Okay. Yeah.
We liked it because it's scalable to every single person that has an employment relationship.
Yeah. Very neat, man. Very interesting. What do you think is the most gratifying part of the work for you?
People call us up and say, thank you, that I just had, the worry that was taken off of me, my managers. When you're going through these suits, and your store operator manager's getting deposed, they haven't been sued that often. It really rattles them.
Man, depositions, man, that is no fun.
It's awful.
Yeah, right. I've been through a couple of them myself, and we've been very blessed that we've successfully got through them all successfully. But man, I would hate, and I know a lot of owners maybe don't even deal with them firsthand, depending on their roles in the company, et cetera. But I would hate for a team member or manager to have to go through any type of deposition.
It rattles them so bad.
It rattled me, man. It was horrible. It was horrible, horrible. I'm over here thinking I'm a good person, and I walk out of there feeling, I'm like, what just happened, man? That was rude. Rude is the word I guess I was thinking. But
and you get these things done in anywhere from 30 to 180 days. You're not going years. And justice delayed is justice not given.
Yeah. So definitely want to avoid getting to a deposition at all costs if possible. So that's interesting, man. So where can people get more information if they wanted to find more information about it?
We're at edrsystems.com or higginbotham.com. But I'll tell you the other biggie that we see is brand protection. I mean, what do you spend on your advertising every year and your brand? And all of a sudden, one comment or one bad apple, and you're the punchline of a joke, or people don't want to come because they're not like mean to me, and that's not cool. So,
well, we know that's happened to certain brands, and
it's a disaster. And this, because it's privately resolved, protects you there.
Yeah, very cool.
So,
what's the funnest part? What's the funnest part of the football club?
Lifting trophies.
Yeah,
I tell you what, though, we got treated pretty roughly. We came down here to play San Antonio a couple of years ago in the national championship. And hats off, they won the national champ. They took us out of our game. We really did a great job. But
shout out San Antonio, baby.
They're a great club and great competitors, and we hope to meet them again. We're played for number one last night. I didn't look to see what the results were yet, but I'll do that later. So we got a great season going and hope to be back.
Yeah, very cool. Any final comments or any live currency that you want to give any restaurant industry here? Be about anything at all?
Well, when we formed this, it was just had to be a better way about how to treat the employees right, get a voice to those people that you're hardworking, that they saw something going on. It was just kind of getting under the saddle that they weren't happy with. And for operating multiple locations, this has been a great thing. I mean, we had some operations. We had 18 different offices, and it's just different when you're not there in the store every day as a one store place.
Yeah, for sure. No, it really is. And I think we were just talking about with our last talk about stages, and about if you're going to grow in this business, that you hit different stages where you need to adopt different thinking. And I think one of the biggest thing that I'm hitting right now personally, where we're at with the 38 units is partnerships are so valuable. And I don't mean literal equity partners in business necessarily, but vendors or partners or groups that are more knowledgeable than I am in certain aspects of my business that can help protect me or help me scale and let me focus on what I'm good at and not focus on all the rest that it comes with the industry, because there's so much that we take on as restaurant owners. There's good people out there that can help you scale.
I mean, you want to be a lifelong learner. I can see that in you, that you're doing this podcast and looking at all these things, but you can't do it all. Like you say, I can't
absolutely can't. Yeah. And so there was a young guy. It was cool. I'll tell you this real quick before we wrap up, but a young guy that started his podcast, he came on and hey man, can I be on the podcast? This is so cool. And I was like, man, thank you so much. Yes, of course. So he's like, he wanted to interview me, which was great. So he asked me like, hey, well, what is something that you've learned more recently that you want to share with people on our podcast? And I said, sure. And I said, I know it sounds cliche, but learn how to manage your time and be intentional with it, and be able to say, no, I'm not going to go do that, or no, I'm not going to learn to do that. I'm going to focus here. And I think that as we continue to scale, all of us on our F&P leadership team, we're trying to be intentional with our time and ask ourselves, where do I need to be today to be the most effective for the company, and not get distracted or not get in different rabbit holes.
Yeah, no, it's a great management tool.
So it's
hard to learn though.
Very hard. Yeah, you got to kind of exercise that muscle. Well, very cool, Stuart. Anything else you got for us,
Bob? I really appreciate that. And the Texas Restaurant Association here, this great show in Houston. I mean,
I'm glad, man. I'm glad that you're in Texas. It's a good place. You come often or no? Texas?
Yeah, I come down to Fort Worth quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
And in San Antonio, of course, both for soccer and for business.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of San Antonio. I mean, we're 4 hours south of San Antonio, but we have a home out there and go to San Antonio quite a bit as well, and just love it. But, the soccer thing's interesting. I'm going to tune in more. I like the Austin FC as well in San Antonio. We've come up a couple times, but I want to come up more, man. Congratulations on that.
Do.
Sounds like fun.
Okay, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, right. Appreciate it, Stuart. Thanks. Welcome to the Life Currency Podcast. I'm your host, Bob Lozano, a show that explores success, growth, and opportunity in the restaurant industry. A restaurant podcast by restaurant people, powered by F&P Media.